Hey, what's up? This is Gary from Raz Rentals. In the 80s, before the Turtles showed up, my favorite toys were the real Ghostbusters. I love the cartoon, and I love the toys. I always loved the mix of horror and comedy, and the toys perfectly captured that. The Turtles would soon beat them in the action figure department, but the real Ghostbusters cartoon will always crush the competition. Much like the cartoon, the best real Ghostbuster action figures came out in the beginning, and the cream of the crop for me are the three Gooper ghosts. From what I can tell, these guys first came out in 1987. I never had any of these as a kid, but boy did I want them. They looked huge, and the designs captured the look from the promo art and the real Ghostbusters cartoon perfectly. When you were a kid, one of the best things about getting a new toy was you'd get the new card, and on the back you get to look at all the cool new stuff that was coming out, the stuff you didn't have. And boy, when I was a kid, I used to look at this picture all the time. I used to sit there and think, boy, what would it be like to have these guys face off against my Ghostbusters? Don't feel bad for me, though. I had a lot of toys. Now this picture cheats a little bit because those ectoplasm effects are not real. They are colored in. These guys are called the Gooper Ghosts because they all have action figures that utilize your favorite goop, Ectoplasm. The psychokinetic energy has long left my ectoplasm, leaving it stiff and useless. So how lucky, for me, I was able to find some good old slime at my Walmart. Get in my belly! All three of these guys are massive, and this time I'm going to talk about my all-time favorite, Squisher. Squisher came in this amazing box. I think it's safe to say that mine has seen better days. So you got him actually getting Egon on the side here, and the artwork of him getting Egon on the front. The top just has him getting Egon. The side is just the same as the other side. And the back has the actual action that takes place. Grabs him. You can move the teeth up and down to scare your victim, and then you can squish the slime down on top of them. The bottom just has the same image as the top. I bought this back in 2006, back before I realized that the packaging wasn't rolled up paper. Sometimes when I look at these old cards and boxes, I gotta ask myself, like, why isn't this stuff in a museum? I mean, look at this. This is a beautiful piece of artwork. You know, it might not be some kind of tree from the Expressionist period or whatever, but it's just a nice, cool, interesting piece. Like, you never saw anything like this before this, and you don't really see much of this now, especially since this is either painted or airbrushed. So it's a lost art, and it's really cool to have these things set up in your room. Squisher is made up of a very bright plastic. I absolutely love the look of this guy's face. He perfectly captures that, like, creepy, goofy, menacing, and charismatic ghost, you know, that the Ghostbusters artwork was known for. I like all the creases around his mouth and everything, and in his brow. I like his nose, looks really good. He's got stickers for eyes. His legs are sculpted on the bottom piece, so they don't move, but they just look very nice. The bottom is just kind of flat. Now he's made out of like a very thin plastic that it's stiff, but it definitely feels hollow. So you could probably puncture this or crack it very easily. These guys just sit on my shelves, so I don't have any problems like that. He comes in 3 parts or pieces. The first part is the top of him, which has his arms, which can rotate all the way around. You can use the arms to hold the Ghostbusters in place in his mouth. It also has the These teeth here are unremovable. The bottom piece of them has this plunger, because when you want to get them to work, you fill this with your favorite ectoplasm, or slime, and then you quickly push down, and the slime will all come out the nose and the mouth, which we'll take a look at in a little bit. So like I said, the bottom of them has the legs sculpted on, and the other piece, the last piece, is just this bottom mouth, or the jaw, or, you know, teeth, whatever you want to call it. You can make it move up and down and irritate your Ghostbusters as they're about to be slimed. By pushing down on the back of this, which makes his tail. Like I said, because of the sculpt, because of the look of him, he is my absolute favorite Gooper Ghost. If you want to display your Ghostbusters in his mouth, you know, it works out really well. You can have this one hand holding them in place. You know, if you really want to pretend that he's eating them, there you go. So now that we got a good look at him, we're going to see what it looks like when he slimes his victim. So first, we're going to fill this guy up with some slime. And this slime I got is like the stickiest slime I've ever touched. It won't come off my hands. It's just, oh my gosh, come on. Just go on, get in there. Get in there. Oh my god, I'm going to have to wash my hands. Okay, so I used 2 of those containers from 2 separate Nickelodeon rainbow slime packages to fill this guy up as much as I could. So, we'll see what it looks like in a second. Oh no, oh no. Egon, here's your mucus. Maybe too much. This stuff might be too thick. My god. This is the first time I've ever done this, so I gotta say, this is pretty glorious looking. This guy embodies everything I loved about the Ghostbuster toys. Great design and a mix of creepy and goofy. If Kenner would have continued to make their toys like this, they could have rivaled the TMNT, for a while anyway. But more on that in part 2, Sludge Bucket. Did you have any Gooper Ghosts? What were your favorite Ghostbuster toys and episodes? My all-time favorite real Ghostbuster episode is Dr. Doctor. And now I'm going to go wash my hands, because this is seriously the stickiest stuff I've ever come across. Poor Egon. It got him good. Would somebody help me out there, please? One final extra little bit of information. After I did this, you'll see that the plunger has a little bit of slime, but it is mostly not covered at all. Now, when you buy these on eBay, lots of times you will get a Squisher and he will have a bunch of hardened ectoplasm all the way at the top there, and I could exactly see what happened. A bunch of ectoplasm pulls at the top because, you know, there isn't any more force to push it through. So when you get one, take a look up there and clean it out. This is seriously taking me forever to clean this.